Hey, welcome back to the show. Today I'm going to be looking at what I consider to be the most underrated Sonic game, Sonic R. We don't ask what happened to Sonic 2. Listen to me, you blue pincushion. We're not bringing that up. Comprende? Good. That's life. That's what all the people say. You get married in April, divorced in May. But without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to be looking at the version included in Sonic Gems Collection, which is a port of the PC version. There are a few differences, like the sound is a bit messed up, the player models are lower poly, and their textures are a bit messed up. There's a day and night cycle as well as weather differences, and the draw distance is improved. Despite the new features, Sega has never been the best when it comes to ports. Cough cough, Sonic Adventure DX, cough cough. We start off the game with 4 playable characters: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. Robotnik is unlocked by beating the game once with 1 character. The other characters are unlockable through 2 means. Supersonic is unlocked by collecting all of the Chaos Emeralds that are scattered throughout the stages and finishing with first place. Then Metal Sonic, Egg Robo, Metal Knuckles, and Tails Doll are unlockable by collecting these Sonic tokens throughout the stages and finishing at the very least 3rd place. Now, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, Tails Doll and the Tails Doll curse. Basically, as the fable says, if you play Sonic R at 11 PM in the tag mode on Resort Island playing as Tails Doll and do the Mario, Tails Doll will come out of the TV and make an omelet or something. I mean, he's a toy, what's he gonna do? This is not gonna wait. What? That's nice. Life doesn't faze me much anymore. Well, we're currently 2020 viewing Sonic R. So, since you're from that game, why don't you join us? Now with that's out of the way, let's continue. We start off with 4 levels available to us from the start: Resort Island, Radical City, Regal Ruin, and Reactive Factory. The 5th stage, Radiant Emerald, is unlocked by finishing all the previous stages. Now, this is one of Sonic R's weakest points: the amount of levels. This entire game can be completed in under an hour due to this stage count. Now, the levels do try to make up for it by being massive, having multiple routes, and being very explorative, just like the classic Sonic games, but then again, it does leave much more to be desired, considering this makes the game incredibly short. It's like how in Elfette Saves Christmas, we don't really know what happens to Ernest Killingsworth after Georgie fires him. We just needed more. But now we get onto the gameplay itself. Now you probably expect me to start ragging on this game for its slippery controls or impossibly slow turning just like Jimmy falling. But actually, that's because people just haven't gotten a feel for the game. Since the characters are on foot instead of being in a vehicle other than Robotnik and Amy, people expect it to play like Super Mario 64. But that's not the case. Sonic R has the characters play like vehicles. The B button makes the characters go forward instead of just pressing up. You can use the shoulder button / triggers to help the characters turn instead of just with the analog stick. Also, start turning before the turn actually starts. It's hard to explain, but once you get a feel for it, you'll never struggle with the controls again. I think the main reason why people complain about the controls is because of how short the game is. You don't really get a true feel for the controls until you've really replayed it over and over again, like I have. But once you get a feel for it, you'll be flying through it just like Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Now, I'll admit, the turning is quite slow and stationary, but since it's a racing game, the controls were designed to go forward, not really backwards. Just like life itself, no matter how much you want to go back, you'll only ever be able to go forward. But back on topic, the music in this game is fantastic. This is probably my favorite soundtrack of any Sonic game. Diamond in the Sky has to be my favorite though. That's the reason why I never play Super Sonic on Radiant Emerald. Cause when you play Super Sonic on this level, it plays Super Sonic Racing instead of Diamond in the Sky.
But I love Chef.
I don't love you! Now, some people criticize the music for being out of place or overly cheesy, but I think the music goes with and complements the levels pretty well. I mean, imagine if we got this. Sonic R has a few different modes to choose from. It has a time attack mode where you try to beat your time with a certain character, there's a reverse mode where you play the stages reverse, there's a tag mode where you run around and tag all the other players, and there's a balloon mode, where you pop all the balloons in the level. I'd say that the tag mode is where the replayability comes in. Yeah, sure, it's fun to do the races again, but I usually find myself coming back to the tag mode. I think it's a mode where Sonic R's controls really shine, and this is the mode where the characters are most balanced. Since you need some precision to hit the characters, the faster and more slippery characters are actually at a disadvantage. From what I've played, Robotnik seems to be the best character in tag mode. I know it's a side mode, but I feel like it doesn't really get the recognition it deserves, considering hardly anyone talks about it, despite just how fun the mode can really be. Right, the multiplayer mode. This game, at least on the GameCube version, has 4-player multiplayer. It's probably the chef's kiss of the game, and as we all know, every kiss begins with wishing. How'd you beat us? Well, fair enough. Despite its reputation, I'd honestly say this game is a very good game. It has a good variety of characters, explorative levels, extra modes, and an amazing soundtrack. Overall, I give this game an 18 out of 20. It has some flaws, but it really is underrated compared to some of the other Sonic games out there. I'd honestly say it's up there with one of my top 10 Sonic games. It's incredibly underrated in my opinion, and I hope this video gives it the recognition that it deserves. See you later, Tails. Why do I let random entities enter my house and play games with me?